us study about the significance of redox reaction in case of titration. Children, when you are doing practicals, we have to do this permanganometry in volumetric analysis. Here you can see the role of potassium permanganate as an oxidizing agent. We have already studied this thing. That is, you can see that in acidic medium, if you consider this permanganate, MnO4 minus gets converted to Mn plus 2. That means here you can see that the oxidation state of Mn changes from plus 7 to plus 2. That means it undergoes reduction or it acts as the oxidizing agent. In the same case, if it is in neutral medium, here also you can see that the oxidation state of Mn changes from plus 7 to plus 4. So this reaction we are going to use in volumetric analysis. Now, along with this oxidizing agent, we will be using as a reducing agent either ferrous ammonium sulfate. Children, this ferrous ammonium sulfate is a double salt. It is an example for a double salt which is otherwise termed as Morse salt. Okay, so in this case, you can see the presence of ferrous ions that get oxidized to ferric, where the oxidation state changes from plus 1 to plus 2 to plus 3. So it acts as the reducing agent. Instead of ferrous ammonium sulfate, if you take oxalic acid, oxalate, the oxidation state from plus 3, it changes to plus 4, where again it undergoes oxidation process or it acts as the reducing agent. Children, that is how this redox reaction we are using in case of titration. Okay, now let us study about the type of redox reaction. This redox reaction, basically we can divide it into two types, that is direct redox reaction and indirect redox reaction. Redox reaction, we are going to study about two types, direct redox reaction and indirect redox reaction. First, let us study about direct redox reaction. Direct redox reaction means it is the process in which both oxidation and reduction takes place in the same container. Is it clear? The process or the type of redox reaction where oxidation and reduction takes place in the same container is termed as direct redox reaction. Let us explain it with the help of an example. For that, first you can take some copper sulfate solution in a beaker. Let us take the aqueous solution of copper sulfate in a beaker and just immerse a zinc rod in this. You can see that as the time passes, we can observe certain things. The first observation is that zinc loses, or the zinc rod loses its mass or the mass of zinc rod decreases. Second observation is that this color of copper sulfate solution fades. Color of copper sulfate solution fades. Another one observation is that you can see the presence of a reddish brown deposit. Reddish brown deposit to the bottom of the beaker. Is it clear? In addition to this, here energy will also be appear in the form of heat. Is it clear, children? These four observations you can see in this particular condition. So here we can see that both oxidation and reduction takes place in the same container, and this type of redox reaction where both oxidation and reduction takes place in the same container is termed as direct redox reaction. Here if you see the chemical process, we can say that zinc reacts with the copper ions and produces zinc ions and copper. So just see both oxidation and reduction takes place here. So that is why we consider it as a redox reaction, and since it takes place in the same container, it is considered as direct redox reaction. Now let us study about indirect redox reaction. Can you find the term indirect redox reaction now? Okay, indirect redox reaction means the redox reaction where oxidation and reduction takes place in different containers. Is it clear? The process where, or the type of redox reaction where oxidation and reduction takes place in different containers is termed as indirect redox reaction. Children, this reaction we are using it as a working principle of a device which is termed as electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell means it is a device in which chemical energy gets converted to electrical energy. Is it clear? Electrochemical cell is a device in which chemical energy gets converted to electrical energy, and it is an example for indirect redox reaction. That means oxidation and reduction takes place in two different containers. Let us explain the working of this electrochemical cell or indirect redox reaction with the help of galvanic cell. Consists of two beakers. In one beaker, you can use zinc sulfate solution and a zinc rod in this. Okay, you are taking zinc rod and the solution is zinc sulfate. In another beaker, you can take copper sulfate solution. Take copper sulfate solution and dip a copper rod in this. These two rods can be connected by means of copper wire and a galvanometer you can insert in between. Is it clear? So we have taken two beakers. In one beaker, zinc sulfate and a zinc rod is dipped in that. Other beaker contains copper sulfate solution and a copper rod. The electrodes are connected to galvanometer using copper wire. Now, these two beakers are connected by using a U-shaped glass tube. Okay, we are using a U-shaped glass tube to connect these two beakers. And this U-shaped glass tube is termed as salt bridge. Here, this U-shaped glass tube is termed as salt bridge since it acts as a bridge and it contains salt. This glass tube is filled with a paste of any inert electrolyte, and in order to make them a paste, you are using either gelatin or you can use agar-agar. The salt bridge is filled with a paste of any inert electrolyte, like you can use potassium nitrate or potassium sulfate, which is made into a paste with the help of gelatin or agar-agar. Is it clear the parts of electrochemical cell? It consists of two beakers. One beaker contains zinc sulfate solution and a zinc rod is dipped in that. Other beaker contains copper sulfate solution and a copper rod is dipped there. These rods are connected to a galvanometer with the help of copper wire. A U-shaped glass tube, which is termed as salt bridge, is filled with a paste of any inert electrolyte, which is made into paste with the help of gelatin or agar-agar. Okay, now let us see on passing electric current. Here we can see that first the zinc electrode will be losing electrons and gets converted to zinc ions. Okay, zinc will be losing electrons and gets converted to zinc ions. These electrons will pass through the galvanometer and pass through the copper wire, and in the galvanometer you can see the deflection. This copper ions which is present in the other beaker will gain these electrons and gets converted to copper. So here by the movement of galvanometer you can see that electrons flow from zinc to copper and the convection flow of the current is from copper to zinc. Or we can say that the electrode in which losing of electrons takes place acts as anode. Electrode where gaining of electrons takes place acts as cathode. Is it clear? Or we can say that the flow of electron is from anode to cathode and the convection flow of current is from cathode to anode. Is it clear, children? This is how here we can see that chemical energy gets converted to electrical energy. At the same time, oxidation and reduction takes place in different containers. So this is an example for indirect redox reaction. Now the working of salt bridge and the rest things we will study in next class. Thank you, children.